Hey friends, it's Brad Brain. I want to talk about something that's very important and it affects, I think, everybody. And what that is blind spots. What are blind spots? Well, blind spots are things that you can't see. So here's the thing, because we can't see them, we often don't know that they're there. You have to be pretty self-aware to know that you don't know something. You follow me on that? You have to be pretty self-aware to know that you don't know something. A lot of people don't know what they don't know. And here's where this video stems from. I had a fellow come in, and he wanted to talk to me about some stuff, and we got off track when he said that Warren Buffett is a criminal. You want to piss me off? Quick, call Warren Buffett a criminal. So, he's a very well-known fellow, and he's got some opinions on stuff, and so you could disagree with him, but nobody can call Warren Buffett a criminal. He is one of the most ethical, respected businessmen in history. And I happen to know these things because I'm a big Buffett guy. Like, here's a picture of me and Warren from my very first annual meeting. I happened to have the good luck of running into him. I got him to sign a dollar bill, and there's my meeting credentials up there, the dollar bill, me and Buffett there. I've met him a few times, actually, because I've been to the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting 11 different times, live. I've been there live. I've been to Omaha 11 different occasions in over, 20, 25 years of being a value investor. So Buffett's my deal, right? I know just about everything he's written or said, and I can tell you all sorts of stuff about him. So when somebody says to me, Buffett's a criminal, I have to say, what are you talking about, dude? So here's where all this stuff came from. The details aren't really important, but, basically it came from a Facebook meme, right? It came from a Facebook meme. So here's my first point. I can call BS on that Facebook meme because this is my field, right? If somebody is BSing when it comes to finances, I know it. This is what I do, okay? But it's harder for somebody who doesn't do the work that I do and doesn't have the knowledge that I do, the expertise that I do, to see through the BS like I can. But this isn't unique to me. We all have our fields, right? So up here, I live in an area where oil and gas is the predominant industry. And there is a lot of really smart, intelligent, knowledgeable people who know boatloads of stuff about the oil and gas industry. And they will easily and equally be able to pick apart misinformation and disinformation when it comes to the oil and gas thing. Pipelines, for instance, right? Pipelines, for some people, are a controversial topic. Well, if you come and talk to one of my oil and gas buddies and you spout a bunch of nonsense about pipelines, they will be able to say, no, that's nonsense. I can't say that the same way they can say that because I'm not a pipeline expert. They're the pipeline experts. Or fracking. Fracking is another thing that there is a lot of misinformation about. And you go and talk to one of my oil and gas buddies about fracking, they'll set you straight if you end up having some misconceptions, right? So they can do that in their field. I can't do that in their field, but I can do it in mine. And we all have our fields. Even, I ended up buying a new $80 toothbrush on the weekend because I had a checkup, and the hygienist says that's the toothbrush I need. So it's her field. I listen to her, right? We all got our fields. We got our expertise. But think about this. And you might be able to relate to this instantly. This might immediately resonate with you because you might be in a field where there's misinformation out there and you can easily see it. It might be a pet peeve. I've got pet peeves when people say stuff that just is not true about my industry. I got pet peeves. You might have pet peeves in your industry when somebody happens to say something that you know is clearly false. So here's the point, is we can see these things in our own industries, in our own fields of expertise, but it's very much harder to recognize when somebody says something that's totally goofy and it's not our field, right? If somebody was to tell me, I don't know, I guess okay, so here's the thing. This would be the greatest example of all because everybody is affected by COVID-19. Right? The whole world is, one way or the other. Maybe it's on the periphery, but everybody is affected. I got a friend in Auckland, New Zealand. She's in lockdowns right now. Like everybody's affected to some degree, right, by COVID. So through that, there are some passionate opinions about everything that has to do with it. The lockdowns, the vaccinations, the travel, business openings. Where I live right now, there's pretty controversial ideas put up by our provincial government about vaccination passports and access to public venues. And they're asking basically businesses to make sure people are doubly vaccinated before certain businesses, before they're allowed to support to be a customer of the business or come in the doors. That's something that not everybody agrees on. So if you don't actually have any special expertise in COVID-19 or vaccinations or public policy or things like that, you potentially are susceptible to seeing a Facebook meme and accepting that at face value. Now, this doesn't have to be about COVID-19. It could be about anything. It could be about financial planning. It could be about Buffett, right? You could see a Facebook meme that I know is totally BS. You don't know that. See it, accept it at face value. So there's my point. We all have blind spots. And the question is, where are you getting your information from? Now, okay, if we're not an expert in the field, the question is, well, like, where do we get our information from? But when you get a chance to hear from me when this is my thing, or a Facebook meme, and you'd rather believe the Facebook meme than the expert, then that's a problem, guys. That's a problem. And here's where it comes from. It comes from a tendency, human nature, to basically to find the stuff that supports what we already believe and put faith in that. So I'll give you an example based on what I've just told you. Let's say Buffett really did do something criminal. I will be inclined not to believe that, right? Because my beliefs are this is an honest, ethical guy. If there's some sort of evidence to the contrary, and I'm not saying there is, but should there be some sort of evidence to the contrary, my natural inclination will be to not believe that because of my entrenched personal beliefs, right? Now, in that case, I really don't know how dangerous that would be, right? What would be the implications of something like that? But let's talk about something like maybe COVID, right? Like if you've got a belief and there's evidence to the contrary, and you end up doing something that maybe even is potentially dangerous because the evidence doesn't support your belief, so you dismiss it, or alternatively, the evidence does support your belief, so you embrace that, right? This is the blind spot part, and it's real hard. This is a tricky thing, right? How do we deal with our own blind spots? And I think it comes back to you got to trust in the people with expert knowledge, just like I trusted in my dental hygienist, and even $80 on a toothbrush, really? Like I'm a cheapskate by nature. I wouldn't do that if I didn't need to, but I realize that I'm looking after my health more and more now, and my teeth are kind of part of my health, right? I don't want to be 80 years old and not have any teeth left. So and I hate the dentist. I mean, not the dentist personally, but I just like sitting in that chair. I'm the world's worst dental patient. So for me to look ahead and think that my teeth are going to wear out, that's not something that there's a larger degree of apprehension about that. So here's my point. We all got blind spots. We live in this world where there's all of this conflicting, confusing information. We've got this natural tendency to seek out information that supports our already entrenched opinions and dismiss stuff that doesn't support our opinions, and how to get through all of that so that you're not ending up making information based on either bad input or flawed assumptions or blind spots is make sure you talk to people who know what they're talking about. Experts are experts for a reason. Hey, does that make any sense? I hope it does. You got any questions, though, let me know. I'm Brad Brain, and I'm here to help. Stay healthy. Be well. Take care.